Hello and welcome to Weekly Astrology Horoscopes. My name is Gordon, I'm your host, and we're going to be looking at astrology forecasts for the week commencing the 24th of November until the 30th of November with all you lovely star signs. Aries, this is a week of two parts. The first, the real exciting part, is the Sun enters your ninth house. The ninth house is all to do with expansion. It's quite a spiritual house. It deals with further education, it furthers with travel, in essence broadening the horizon. So this is where your energy is concentrating. There's also a new moon here as well, so new projects are a great time to start this week, starting with to do with courses, to do with going on areas that are going to benefit you on a psychological and also on a thought process. Jupiter is also well and live and kicking in your fifth house, which is the house of fun. Now this makes an aspect to Venus, so Venus is all to do with pleasure, is to do with money and having a good time. So expect a little bit of a party atmosphere this week, a feeling of letting go and pushing the boundaries. As we go a little bit deeper, Mercury and Saturn also come together with your sign. Now this is a little bit of a different feel because it gives a feeling of looking a little bit deeper. So this week really is all concentrating on potentially changing direction for you, Aries, something that you've been looking to do for quite some time. When we look at Saturn, Saturn is dealing with digging deep. Now when we mix it with Mercury, which is to do with learning and conversation, you may find yourself in a situation this week where you are starting to move on from a situation. And this is really great news, Aries, because it moves you in a totally different and much more uplifting and positive direction. Taurus, with your 7th and 8th houses under the spotlight this week, it's a time for self-exploration and examination. Don't be too hard on yourself. You can't change the past, but what you can do is change the way that you think about your future. Your ruler Venus makes a lovely aspect to Uranus, so your thought process will be starting to be transformed this week. It's a fantastic time to think about starting to make changes, and especially this comes in around the home, things that you've been delaying. It can also mean that you start to think seriously about relationships around you. So you are maybe in a relationship that perhaps needs a bit of transformation, or maybe you're single and you're looking to transform your life. This is what this week is all about. It is about that thought process coming in, challenging your current situation. Gemini, your ruler Mercury is held up by Saturn this week. This has a tendency to slow you down a little and make you pay attention to detail. It can also mean that you need to look into something that has come up or is around you from the past, as this tends to need attention and sorting out. The new moon energy is in your 7th house, Sagittarius. This is a house of reflections and relationships and means that you'll be throwing energy into a new project for this week. Venus also gets involved, so some fun, money, and both even seem to come from an unexpected source. Communication especially fruitful, and expect some uplifting news as the week progresses. Cancer, this can easily be a week where you can find yourself burning the candle at both ends. Your motto for the week: work hard, play hard. Expect frustration though if you're working on a new project, especially if you think it may provide some light change from the norm. Money looks good this week. You could even find yourself getting an unexpected bonus as Venus makes an unexpected connection to Uranus in your 10th house of advancement and ambition. Great time for fulfilling a career ambition. Leo, your ruler the Sun enters into your 5th house. This is a time to indulge yourself and marks a change for the positive for you. You may have been experiencing a few setbacks just recently, and this is a welcome boost for you. There is still a way to go though, and your energy may need a little bit of uplifting. But this week, a sweet conversation between Venus in your house of fun and Uranus in your house of expansion and travel may provide you with the perfect gift of a surprise break or getaway this week. Either way, you'll be looking ahead with a new vision and full of ideas. Leo, the motto for you is remember, the world you see is defined by what you focus on. And you will definitely be changing your focus this week, Leo. Virgo, your ruler Mercury is very busy this week. Now, Virgo, you know that you love to mull things over, and this is being encouraged. But don't get too bogged down, as communications and things that are really important to you will start to suffer. This is a week where you may struggle to break free from a certain situation that is important to you. You may feel trapped. Your strength, though, lies in problem solving, and we need to go to strengths. Now, Mercury is in your third house at the moment, which it is very, very comfortable in. Mercury is to do with thought processes, it's to do with learning, and it's to do with communication. So despite the seriousness of any situation signified by Saturn, which is what is holding Mercury this week, Neptune in your seventh house, not only does that make for the opportunity for romance and perhaps new introductions this week, it also comes to the rescue, as Neptune can be a great escape. This is a week about intuition. Energize yourself to go within, and you will find a solution will come to the surface. Importantly for you, Virgo, this week, your fourth house, which is literally your soul energy, is in expansion mode. So new opportunities are now starting to slowly come your way. The mist starts to clear, Virgo. Libra, dear old Libra, you have certainly had a vibrant year, and of that there can be little doubt. Now, this week can get quite busy as your ruler Venus makes a really nice embrace with Uranus. This could find you going in one direction one minute and another direction the next. So expect quite a vibrant week, a week that is full of fun, full of opportunity. Now, your third and seventh houses are really highlighted this week. The third house is to do with communication, can also be short journeys. The seventh house is to do with relationships. So you can be finding yourself being pulled to and fro this week. Work at the moment, I have to say, is not the most expansive, but Mercury favours to Jupiter in your 11th house early in the week, so hopes are high, and this could be further enhanced by a visit to an old friend or contact, something coming up from the past that will put a smile onto your face. Scorpio, water and fire can make difficult bedfellows, and last week we saw your rulers Mars and Pluto mingling to get a decision. Mars has departed on its journey forward, but a new moon in your second house seems to indicate a change in the monetary state of things. Saturn is entering your first house. It's not. Scorpio, water and fire can make difficult bedfellows this week. We have seen just recently that Mars and Pluto, which are your rulers, have been getting together to try and make a decision. It's possible that that decision hasn't yet been arrived at and will continue in the background. Mars has departed on its journey forward, but a new moon in your second house seems to indicate a change in the monetary situation around you this week. Saturn in your first stops Mercury on its way through, giving the week a feel of some soul searching, looking for lessons that have been learned. Mercury is a planet of contemplation, and Saturn is a great, albeit disciplined, teacher. The brief stop in your first house is about getting knowledge and gaining knowledge before Saturn and Mercury move on, content that they have completed a chapter in your life. Venus shows you this week that money can be a pleasure, especially when you're given the chance to work at what you're best at and ultimately enjoy, although some inner conflict may spark. Sagittarius, and happy birthday to all you Sagittarians celebrating your solar return this week. The sun and new moon in your sign this week give you a spring in your step Sagittarius. Venus comes out to play with sparky Uranus in your 5th house. These aspects are all full of fine energy and blend with you fantastically. It's a time to put serious matters into the back of the cupboard this week, and although you may have matters of a more serious nature playing on your mind, this is not the week to be worrying about them. This is a week to party. This is a week to enjoy the mood and have some fun. Enjoy the new energy that you are feeling this week and smile. Capricorn. Capricorn, this is a week of contemplation. Your ruler, Saturn, is visited by Mercury in your 11th house. Take some time to reflect on what this year has brought you and exactly what has and hasn't worked, especially over the last 12 months. With the sun and new moon in your 12th house, it's a good time to purge and lay to rest old situations or people from the past so that you can start afresh. And this means a fresh start without guilt or burden to interfere with your own personal journey and progress. Time to dust yourself down and propose a new chapter in your life. Brilliant for a lovely fresh start, Capricorn. Aquarius. This promises to be a great week for you, Aquarius. Your 10th house, the house of ambition, projects, getting what you want, gets a great burst of energy. A mission or project that has been on your mind for a while gets a kick start. This is either a wish you have harboured for a while or it is a live idea that at last is coming to completion. Aquarius, this is a great time for you. Signing contracts, moving properties, moving jobs, making job applications, or even accepting job offers. Your life moves forward with a great deal of bounce this week. This is also a week where communications will be particularly beneficial. And if you have been waiting results on something, a smile should be put on your face. Pisces. An empowered new moon in your 10th house marks this as an important time for you, Pisces. A great week to get a new project underway, and with a sparky connection to your 2nd house, a new income stream may well be possible. This is a certain surreal feeling around this week, so don't be surprised if you find yourself doing a bit of spiritual contemplation on life, the universe, and everything. It just acts as a springboard to give you more resolve and determination for what it is that you're really trying to achieve this week. You will also realise just how far you have come this year, Pisces. Those are the astrological horoscopes for this week, the 24th of November 2014. I look forward to you joining me again next week when we'll have a look at what's going on astrologically for you. Thank you. Have a great week.